Hey, good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Kahuna Happy Hour. Mrs. Kahuna's finishing up some work, and then she'll be with us. Being a teacher, she's always got stuff to do. Always.
Sorry. You know what though? I'm ahead of the game. I don't have to worry about anything for Monday.
I wasn't complaining.
No, I'm
Just saying.
That's why I worked a little bit later than normal today, because I didn't want to feel pressured on Monday morning.
You're a teacher. You always have stuff to do. That's the way it works. It's, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I even have my attendance sheets printed for next week.
That's awesome.
I'm so ahead of the game.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
What to do with myself.
There's a new feature here on Kahuna Happy Hour. It's right there. Whoop, there. Doggo Cam. There are currently no doggos in the Doggo Cam, but should they decide to join us during the stream, that's usually where they hang out. So, you'll be able to see Doggo Cam. Still can't quite get these things right. So Doggo Cam will be down there to the right, and you'll be able to watch them as they come in and don't come in and go wherever. So welcome to everybody who has made it here so far. It looks like one of you. Awesome. Let's see here. I want to make sure that we don't have stuff popping up in stream that's, unnecessary. Like my Kahuna Quiet messages. But this isn't Kahuna Quiet. This is decidedly unquiet. Hey, Bob! Welcome! It's just you, me, and sort of Mrs. Kahuna. Pee break first for Mrs. Kahuna, apparently. So, yeah, that's where we are currently sitting right now. I've actually had a fairly productive week myself. Got another chapter of my serial story written and posted. So we're starting to get more of a feel for the characters. Hey, look, Doggo on Doggo Cam. Okay, getting a feel for more for the characters and meeting the character for which the entire book is named after, Artist Furry House, and trying to figure out exactly who he is and why he is the way he is. That's the closest I can come to with that without giving away, stories. Doggo is following Mrs. Kahuna to the restroom because it's the Potty Patrol, P-A-W-T-Y, the Potty Patrol. Has to keep her company, make sure she's safe. So, off they go. Our weather has finally cooled off, at least for a couple days here. I think yesterday we hit about 80. Today has been about... one moment. Today has been around... let's see here. Yeah, today's about the same. The high is 79, and now we're on the downhill, so fairly nice weather. We'll be working out in the yard tomorrow. That's a plus. Slowly but surely getting our yard back into order, and it's got a long way to go. I've hemmed and hawed back and forth about building a deck and then a concrete slab, and now I'm back to a deck, and it kind of bounces back and forth depending on how I'm feeling and what idea has come lately. So at the moment I'm back to a deck, but a modular deck where I can build it in either 4x4 or 4x8 pieces and bolt these pieces together as I go. All of these are based on the fact that I don't have the physical strength and stamina that I used to have, and so I need things that I can do by myself and move around. So, that concrete slab is going to be difficult on that one. What are you looking for?
The fan.
You can move the fan.
I'm trying to figure out
You could plug it in. Oh, okay.
I just have to get it to stop.
To stop.
Basically.
Oh. Okay.
It's oscillating.
Oscillating? I know. Oscillating is actually a word, just not spelled that way. So, Mrs. Kahuna's making sure she's going to be cool for the rest of the session here. Of course, she has put the fan directly in the way of Doggo Cam. I have to move over. I have to move over here a little bit. There's Mrs. Kahuna, who is wearing a nearly green screen shirt and doesn't realize it.
I am.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be funny.
It's blue.
Yes, but it's nearly green screen depending on the angle you hit.
Should I change?
Nah, you're fine. You're a long way back though from the screen.
Well, I'm trying to adjust. Can we see Doggo Cam?
Doggo Cam's right down there.
Yeah, the fan is right there, huh?
Yeah,
How's that? That's better.
a little better.
Hold on. Let me go to the chart some more. There we go.
Adjusting the fan so that we can see Doggo Cam.
Oh, and so I can stay. Move over.
Here we go.
Well, my feet won't fit.
Here we go.
There. Now I'm good. See, I have my
I can
Chicago
just-
Bears earrings on because they won last night.
Yes,
They beat Tom Brady.
Mrs. Kahuna's very happy about the Bears winning.
You apparently got some information about our exercise bike.
Yes, I'm going to have to call customer service.
Okay, well,
Whoa.
there are too many shoes down here, Mr. Kahuna. You gotta kind of take care of that.
I keep them down there because that's when I put them on. My space.
They belong in the closet.
They're my space.
They're not your space. Shoes don't belong under the desk.
Under the desk is my space. Okay, so here we are. If you are watching this on anything other than Twitch, you let us know by dropping in the chat, because it doesn't tell me how many people are in those without me popping up those streams, and that's just a bad idea. It bogs everything down,
And then we get really...
Yeah. We get it buffers and everything. So just let us know if you're watching. If you're not, you're probably not going to let us know. What?
We only have one person?
We have two now.
Who's the other one?
I don't know. I'll have to look. Who do we have here? We know Bob's here.
I see that, Bob.
And Siobhan. Siobhan's here.
Oh, hello, Siobhan.
Siobhan is lurking. Usually I try not to,
Thank you for working.
out the lurkers.
That's okay. They are very vocal once we start getting into certain discussions. They're not shy.
That's true. Siobhan is not shy. So welcome, Siobhan. Hey. So anyway, yeah. What? Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those days. So I'm trying to find a comfortable spot here, because it is Kahuna Happy Hour. We should be comfortable. This is Kahuna trying. She has her leg up on the wall.
It's comfortable.
Apparently, no doggos on Doggo Cam. Kind of hard to see them.
Oh, you can see my foot. See,
yes,
there it is.
We can. And
I'm waving with my foot.
yeah, no doggos on the Doggo Cam at the moment. Earlier they were laying there and wrestling there and having all kinds of fun. And now we can see you scratching your leg.
I can't. I have an itch. I'm not gonna suffer.
Okay. Just saying, you can see you scratching your leg.
I'm a little crabby today. I think.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think it's carryover from yesterday.
Oh, look, dog on doggo cam.
Wednesday. Where?
Small dog on doggo cam. He's just past the fan.
Oh, there he is. Hello, buddy.
And now big dog on doggo cam.
Hello, sweetheart.
That's right, doggo cam.
There's the
Puppers
big
are
one.
favorites of everyone.
The little one, you can't really see very well because he blends into the carpet. And especially when there's sun on the carpet,
Yeah, it's
he
just
blends right
The
in.
sun's hitting the right spot right now, so, you know.
Yeah, pretty soon we'll start this stream in the light and end it in the dark.
Actually, at some point, we're going to start it and it's going to be half dark already.
Not at 3:30. It's not half dark at 3:30.
It's dark by 4:30.
That's not. So 3:30 isn't half dark.
Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes. He's going to go grab dinner. Smart man.
Just FYI though,
Uh-oh.
if and when, because it's more seeming like a when now,
Yeah.
that I go back in person,
Yeah.
I will not be joining you at 3:30 on any day. Because
Well,
I
okay.
will need to come home and decompress.
That's okay. I can handle that.
Okay.
I got used to being on stream for long periods of time by myself.
Okay, I may join you like 4:15, 4:30, depending on
Okay.
the week I've had.
Grab yourself an adult beverage and come on up.
Yes, I will.
Next week, Mrs. Kahuna will not be here.
I won't. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
She is going to see Offspring number 2. I still don't remember the reason why.
We're going to spend Saturday at the spa where she works, just hanging out and chilling, and we're going to go see the home that they purchased and the venue where the reception is taking place.
Okay.
And because I have Friday off, that's why we're doing it, so that I don't have to pack it all into. So I'm either going to be leaving Thursday after office hours, or I'll be leaving Friday morning. It will all depend on Offspring number 2's work schedule.
So Mrs. Kahuna will not be on the stream next week. However, we will have an in-layer
We
guest.
have a guest!
SoCal Grumpy, who you have seen on this stream a couple times, chiming in chat. My brother from another mother will be right here next week.
And then you can see why we say they are
Brothers from another mother. Yeah, it's
uncanny.
well, except for one thing.
What? He's brown and you're white?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
So SoCal Grumpy will be here. That will be an
And
entertaining show.
The best part of this, well, one of the best parts of it, Kahuna is going to shave.
Just down to the goatee again.
Yes.
It's about that time. I'm starting to taste my mustache. So
I wish you would do it before that.
but then I would have to shave for that again.
But I find you sexier without all that hair on your face and head. You don't try it often enough to figure that out.
Yeah, okay. And that's what probably TMI for most of our viewers. That stuff you guys just didn't want to know, I'm sure. So anyway, here we are. Let's see. What have you guys done this week? I know Bob's off to eat.
By the way, music is a bit loud.
Compared. Okay. Thank you
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you for that, Bob. Let me go in and yeah, and it's again, it's one of those things that's just weird.
Oh, there's a doggo down here. Who is licking my foot?
There's only one dog that would be licking your foot.
And now she's...
Now hello.
Oh my god, she's
Greetings.
laying down.
So Doggo, big Doggo number 3,
Hey,
is now laying down at our feet. Turn that. Whoa, hello.
dude.
There we go. Much better. Yeah,
Bob,
that should be loud enough.
Bob, is that better? Let us know.
Yeah, that should be better, I hope.
Oh, hello, little cold nose.
Yep, so Doggo number 3, right here. Trying to get on screen.
Literally, her nose. What are you doing, sweet girl?
Hang on.
No, now you can see how fat I am.
Oh, stop. Of course, my head's cut off there, so.
Well, it's okay. She's not excited about it anymore.
Yeah, that's a little too high. As I adjust.
It's fine.
There we go. Oh, I'm back. Yep, she's just down here. Now that she's gotten herself in there,
She can't get out.
she can't figure out how to get out.
I don't even know how she got in there because she didn't come this way.
She's a smart dog, but sometimes not the brightest bulb on the strand.
Oh, there she is.
And there she is.
Hello.
Hello, dog.
Hello.
Greetings. You know, I set up a whole camera for you to be on camera, and
Why don't you come over here? Come on.
she's like, no, I
No.
like this spot just fine.
Oh, come on.
Maybe figured out how to get out. Maybe squeezing through. Apparently she's
Oh,
smelling.
I got her. I helped her.
There she goes. Out on doggo cam. There, big doggo on doggo cam.
Oh, yes. I think I can because I'm your mom. I can multitask.
Doggo on doggo cam. Better. Cool. Thanks, Bob.
Such a stinky dog.
So, let's see. Stream-wise, the trying out new music stuff. I had been using Jingle Rocks. I'm now trying Pretzel Rocks or Jingle Punks. Now it's Pretzel Rocks. They're different.
I'm just ignoring this and just drinking my beverage.
They're different applications for playing music. Pretzel Rocks has got a bigger selection of music, so it doesn't repeat as often. So I went to that, but I'm not as fond of its controls for audio. So
Grumpy didn't take his bass or his amp or
No.
his ties.
Well, he didn't. Grumpy used to be our roommate here. The space where the Kahuna Lair now resides is his old room. The Kahuna Broadcast Center is basically in the closet.
It was his closet.
It was his closet. And there are still some of his things here.
There are quite a few of these things
Like
here.
ties. Looks like I said it was a jacket. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a bunch of ties.
No, it's only ties. It's ties and the bass and the
The
amp.
amplifier, yeah.
But there are things in cabinets and in the kitchen and in the garage that still belong to him.
So, Grumpy, if you start watching, get your stuff in a couple. Well, you can get it next week. When he's here, next to me.
Yeah, well, yes, but
No, I mean his ties and his.
this thing? Yeah,
he didn't even know we were here.
I just am worried that the ties, especially, are going to get like yucky. Because I know how you keep your space.
This is not too bad. I just have to I have to put that shelf up. So I can get stuff off the desk.
I realize that, and that's why I haven't moved any of the stuff on the other side of the room because you asked me to move it. So maybe we could do that. Oh, I don't know.
It's a this weekend thing after the yard.
Along with the shelf that you're going
Yeah. But tomorrow's yard.
tomorrow's.
We have more stones to move.
They're not stones. They're cinder block.
Well, and cinder block and landscape block, yeah.
Pretty close to cinder
They
block.
weigh 25 pounds apiece.
Easy.
And it's a pallet and a half of them.
Okay.
So,
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen that dog do.
what?
He came this way, like this side of the fan, but then he squeezed through there to get out. Dumb dog.
That'll be the old guy. Oh, yeah, the old guy. Old guy's not terribly bright sometimes. Then again, he can't hear a thing. So, we've covered that. Yeah, so
25-pound block.
25-pound blocks, so we figured
An
out
entire pallet.
pallet and a half.
Pallet and a half.
Yeah, because I've almost got most of the half pallet done.
Yay. That just means, well, did you talk to Offspring number 3 about the fact that they're helping, whether they want to listen to something or not?
No, because no, they're not. If they don't want to, great, they're out the money.
F.
So we go slower. We'll get it done.
I don't want to spend my whole food doing
I spent half a day doing it by myself last weekend.
that. Yes, but what was I doing?
Oh.
Cleaning the house?
Okay.
I have things to do still, just like you do.
Okay.
So I don't want to spend all day.
But I'm not planning on all
Do
that.
I get to at least sleep in Saturday?
Um,
What time are we starting?
Well, I want to start by 9, but that doesn't work anymore. That is non-operative now because I have a video conference until 9.
Until 9?
Yeah. So
we can start at 9:30?
9:30 or 10 o'clock. Yeah, we're not terribly motivated on the weekends a lot of the time.
And it's worse when I'm actually in person school. Because then I'm getting up at 5:15 every morning.
And I will be too. We got an exercise bike yesterday because our doctor, we have the same doctor.
Whom we love.
Yeah, great guy. Admonished both of us for not getting enough exercise. So, got the exercise bike. It's a really cool exercise bike. It's got a lot of great features.
If Kahuna can get it to work.
I can get it to work. It's supposed to be able to report automatically to our fitness apps. And
yes, we have fitness apps. We don't
really
always use them.
Yeah. But, it's supposed to report to our fitness apps, and, so we can track it. And it's not doing that at the moment, so I'm going to have to contact customer service. Yay. I love contact.
What are you trying to find a comfortable place for this one?
And now my belly's comfortable.
It's poofy.
Wow.
Well, it's soft and poofy.
Just wow.
I love you.
I love you too, but
I don't care if you got a poof or a belly. At least it's not from beer.
no, I don't know if that's good or bad.
If it were a beer belly, it would be kind of hard and lumpy.
I'm definitely not hard and lumpy.
No.
I am soft and I'm in shape. My shape is round.
You're pillowy.
I'm pillowy. Yay. I'm not sure any guy wants to be known as pillowy.
Why? You're snuggly comfortable.
Snuggly comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my body pillow.
Awesome. I'm her body pillow.
I love my body pillow. You know that. It's the Great Wall of China to you.
Exactly.
But I love that body pillow. It does such awesome things.
So how am I the body pillow? Because
'Cause
you never snuggle up against me and go to sleep.
Not to go to sleep, but when we're watching TV and stuff. I can't sleep touching anyone. I just can't do it. I never have been able to. Ever in my life. I don't even like to be touching my favorite dog. Although he lately has been scooted up against my lower back. We have an agreement.
You and the dog?
Yes, we have reached détente.
And this is?
When I'm facing the window, he's allowed to be right at my lower back. As soon as I turn over to face you, he has to move down to the bottom of the bed. He doesn't really. We have reached détente.
Okay. That's right. We're negotiating sleep positions with dogs.
Yeah, we do. We do.
On many evenings, I'm the loser.
Oh, that's just because you're not ferocious enough with. The beast is one thing.
The beast doesn't hang out for long.
No, but you're not. You don't push Maverick over. I do, and I just keep pushing.
Are
he moves.
you kidding me?
Well, you don't keep. You're not persistent enough. Then I guess.
I will literally move him with my feet,
That's what I do.
and then when I'm asleep,
But
he moves
you know what
back.
you have to do? You have to kind of get your toes and go on his butt. He hates it.
I have to toe scratch the dog's butt to get
him
my
to
space
move.
in bed.
That's how it works.
Welcome to the Kahuna's life.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Time to hydrate.
That's not hydrating.
This is hydrating.
Hydration is water.
This is still hydration.
I have hydration here.
You have two forms of hydration.
No, I don't, because this is not hydration.
It's fluid.
It's diuretic, if anything.
It's fluid. So again, if you are watching on either YouTube or Facebook, drop a comment so we know you're here. Say hello.
We need some topics to discuss.
Yeah.
Or this is going to be a really boring stream.
Oh, it'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Like at 4?
4:10.
Okay. Oh,
We're almost there.
it's 3:55.
Yeah.
Okay.
or 410. I mean, we got to figure people have got to find us and join us, and they work.
I know.
So,
I work.
some of them are up late. It's pushing 11 o'clock in London.
Oh. That's...
So we have to wait for them to come back from the club. So we're kind of like
Dude, come this way.
the after party.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
If we're the after party though, I'm really sorry for you. Yeah, Aaron's still going too. I think he wraps up top of the hour. Yeah, he's scheduled to wrap up top of the hour, and he usually drops in. So he and Sable.
I swear, Erin, E-R-I-N, I thought for the longest time, actually until this week, that Erin was female, just because every E-R-I-N I have ever had in my classes has been female.
We're going to get you up to speed on the gender stuff here.
I'm working on it.
Gotta try to get rid of gender bias.
I really am fairly good at that. I try very hard. I have had, in the past, I have had 2 students who identified as a gender other than given at birth, and was fine with calling them their, not birth name, what do you call that other one?
Dead name?
No, not their dead name, the one that they select. What do they call that?
Oh, I think it's just name.
No, there's a, well, okay, well that. And it's, and actually, because I think I was so, good with it, most of the kids in the class started doing the same thing.
Most kids are flexible.
In middle school, though, children can be very mean.
Yeah, but they can also be very flexible.
Yes, they can be, but they can also be very mean.
Yeah, well, high school doesn't get any better.
Actually, I think high school nowadays, the hazing is much worse than it ever has been before, but I think the tolerance level of certain things is much higher than it's ever been in the
Right,
past.
so it's gone to an extreme. Are you thinking about their pronouns? No, pronouns.
No, I know pronouns.
No, just...
No, it's like if you're, like...
I don't know if is it adopted name? Is it...
Let me go ask them.
You could.
Let me go ask them, because I know they'll know it off the top of their head.
Yeah. So, we're going to go check with our in-house expert on these matters, offspring number 3, who has a dead name and then has their adopted name, whatever we're learning right now as we speak. One advantage of having the offspring on the other side of the wall is we can just simply go and knock on the door and say, hey. So, sounds like we may have not been too far off. We shall have an answer shortly.
Okay.
What's the answer?
Well, they refer to it as just their name.
Their name.
And the other one is the dead name. But if they need to refer to it as anything like to add an adjective to the word name, they call it their chosen name.
Chosen name. So, what was I working on today? Today, I actually finished chapter 4 of my online serial story.
I was working on Costa's levels of thinking and questioning.
I'm finding that, I squirrel a little bit too much when I'm writing and get off on a bunch of other stuff, but I was actually able to finish chapter 4. It's taking me about 2 weeks to finish a chapter, which is a lot slower than I'd like, but it's coming along. At this point, I'm at about 18,000 words in the story.
Yay.
So, getting there. Introducing new characters and getting people to know the characters. And then I moved from that. I realized that I didn't have a floor plan for the tavern in which they were meeting, which I wanted to drop into the page for the story, so I started creating that. Bob, I'm trying to crank through narrative backgrounds for the 15 pre-gen characters that my one-shot players will be choosing from. 9 down, 6 to go. Because, I can do math.
He can usually.
Yeah, and what Bob's talking about is he pre-generates characters
Yes.
so that when they go to play, a one-shot is a game
Yeah, one and done.
one and done for
I
that
know.
day. Excellent, you're learning.
Do you know how many conversations I've had with offspring number 3 about stuff like this?
No.
Quite a few.
Okay, so a one-shot,
Is a one and done. I
Yeah.
know. Like one day done.
and you became a real writer today, got your first rejection letter. Congratulations!
Woo!
You're ahead of me. I have not gotten any rejection letters. I also have not made any
He
submissions.
hasn't made any submissions.
So,
either.
yeah, you're ahead of me. By 2 steps, really, because you did the submission letter and you got the rejection. I don't have either one of those. I'm kind of jealous.
I've submitted to magazines before. It was a requirement of a couple of my assignments in college and English classes. But I never received rejection letters.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't even answer.
So I've submitted at least.
I have been the person who made the rejections. I used to edit a magazine, so I used to get stories in and have to reject them. But most of the time, though, the people who submitted to me were actually decent, and I was able to use them or hire them temporarily as a freelancer to write stories for me. So, but I have written a few rejections. Sorry, no thanks. This is a technology magazine, so your recipes for pies are probably not going to work for us. But thank you. They look tasty.
Seriously?
Yeah.
A pie recipe?
I got a pie recipe.
Wow.
The magazine was called Popular Home Automation.
How do pies fit into popular home automation? We Googled home.
We Googled home, saw popular home,
And didn't read the rest of it.
didn't read the rest of it.
Got it.
And you get a pie recipe that says, popular home, and that's what it said, to popular home. And I'm like,
Read the rest of the title.
yeah, okay. For one shot, it's not worth the time for all the players to put into building a character, generate
Great.
stats, putting match rights, so I do my farm. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, you want...
Sorry, I don't know why I'm not born.
Hope not.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I totally know what you mean, Bob. It helps you get the game going much more quickly if they
and
already
you
have
get to
it.
spend more time on the game instead of the character.
Yeah, instead of getting started.
I try.
I feel like we're getting all sparkly in your hand.
Well, that's because there's lots of gray.
And the gray's picking up the green screen? I don't know.
I got nothing. Well, it could be because the fan is blowing.
That doesn't make your hair green.
No, but it makes the curtain move.
Now, I do know my hair is picking up some green. You can see it.
It's probably because the curtain is moving from the fan.
Well, actually, no, it's the green shining through my hair. Uh-oh, here they come!
Oh!
They're coming! Twist is that they don't get to see the stats. Oh, I like that. So they don't really know what their character is without actually just experiencing.
Oh, here they come.
Here's the raid. Yep, Siobhan says prepare to be boarded.
Where? I don't see
The
that.
pink.
Oh, haha, got it. I missed the pink. Do you
Welcome, boarders.
Do they choose their color? Or does it get assigned to them?
Well, today it looks like the color is identical. Some days the colors are different. In fact, there's one right there. Makaro's red there, green here. So,
What?
Makaro is red there, green here.
What the heck is that all about?
I don't know. Hello, Aaron. Hello, crew. Hello, Sable and Makaro. Who else am I missing?
Oh, look, I have more in the pie challenge now.
Yes. Well, that's the total they have put in for the pie challenge at this point. We are being boarded. Let's see where we are on the pie challenge.
Okay. How do we find that?
Siobhan chose the pink themselves.
You chose the pink yourself. Okay. You can choose your color. I'll always be green, but if you don't choose, it's randomly assigned. Okay, well, Bob, dinosaur green, that makes sense. Okay, Siobhan, pink. Okay, get it. I don't know. I would choose burgundy. Is burgundy an option?
I'd have to look. We are 24% of the way to
Quick, do the math. How
To the
many
pies.
is that?
24. That's roughly just shy of 100,000 points.
Oh, because we're going to 400,000. 25% would be 100,000. So you said, 24%. We're just a little shy,
Math.
which I can do as well.
You were wondering about my number.
97K. Thank you. You must have a calculator handy, Siobhan.
No, you can actually go on to the thing and see the exact number. But
Okay.
yeah.
Some of you really want to see a pie in the face.
97,374 to be exact. See, you can actually go and get the number.
Okay.
I was doing it without.
Woo.
I was doing it without.
No, we can see it. They can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't see it, but they can.
When they give.
Oh, then they get to see what the number is.
Yeah, when they get ready to give, it shows.
Ah,
I was just looking at a quick summary that said 24%.
I see.
So, which that would be just about a little over 24% actually. All right. Let's see, 4% or 1% would be 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a little over 24%, pushing 25%.
Yeah, you're only 3,000-ish
2.5.
away from
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah.
Don't get me figuring that out real fast. Ooh.
We do math here. On the happy hour.
I can solve systems of equation with substitution and elimination. And I can explain why any number to the power of 0 equals 1.
I can build stuff.
Good for you.
See?
I can explain stuff.
See?
What is maths?
What is math? Yeah. Bob's doing the math for us here.
Thank you, Bob.
What is math? Well, to some, it is magic. To others, it is a curse.
Yay! Actually, I do too. In fact, it's funny. Were we talking? Oh no, I was talking with our other housemate last night. Or yesterday afternoon.
Also a teacher.
Mm-hmm. He's a colleague of mine. We were talking about how people used to ask, what was your favorite subject when you were in school? I can't pick just one because I liked several and I was good at many. I loved math. Absolutely adored math. From 4th grade on, I was in honors math. Then my next one would be English. I loved English. I loved reading. I loved talking about things. I loved writing. I took Spanish starting in 7th grade all the way through. I have a degree, a BA in Spanish. I loved Spanish. I was not a big fan of chemistry, but I liked the life sciences. I love genetics. In fact, my 7th graders study Punnett squares now, and they freak out when I tell them that I know all about Punnett squares. So, it's just interesting how people, either what I've experienced as a teacher, people either love math or like math, or they absolutely hate it. And they say, I can't do math. And that's because they were told at some point that they weren't doing something right. And we really need to fix that in our country, I believe. We need to fix that attitude because we all use math every effing day.
Welcome aboard, DM Stretch.
Hi.
He who shares good food on streams.
What?
Well, he made a chorizo pasta thing the other day,
I can't eat chorizo.
and you couldn't have eaten his.
Spicy, I bet.
It was chili pesto.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I looked really good. He shared a picture with me. It's interesting that Siobhan said math magic, because that is actually what got me interested in math as a kid. The Disney short, Donald in Math Magic Land.
Oh.
If you haven't seen it, it tried to make math accessible to kids. Need a vital break.
You can just tell us you have to pee. We're good with that. Or we could turn the conversation.
No,
to...
don't.
POOP, because we did it last week.
Yeah, I know. Owns it. There you go. All right. Show of hands. How many have seen Donald in Math Magic Land? You haven't seen it?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay. So basically, it was a movie where it was Donald is taught about math. And some of the things that they did was try to show the math in ways that kids would understand outside of math. So, for example, one of the things they showed was how you can use fractions to make a shot on a pool table.
Because you can divide it up into thirds or halves.
Well, no, using the diamonds on the table.
Yeah.
The diamonds on one side and the diamonds on another side are different parts of a fraction, and by knowing how to manipulate those fractions, you can figure out where on the other side of the table you need to shoot. I'll have to show it to you.
I suck at pool. I suck at
You would be better if you had watched Donald in That Magic Land.
It has nothing to do with not understanding the angles. It has to do with the fact that I don't hold a pencil the way everybody else does, so I also can't shoot a pool cue the way everybody else does.
These settlement icons are falling.
Failing.
Oh. Not sure why.
Raise his hand. They showed him in elementary school for us.
That's where I saw it first.
It's not always Pythagoras, but it sometimes is. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. But sometimes you have, well, I guess it always is, because you can always rotate that triangle. That little short is what got me interested in math. I got good at math right away with that. The thing that really cinched it for me with math, I was always good with basic arithmetic, always. But in 4th grade, way back then, we started doing fractions. And it was when we started using the reciprocal to divide fractions. And then I was like, what else can I do? I absolutely loved it.
The problem I had with math wasn't my problem.
It was your problem because you didn't like to follow directions. Admit it.
No, it wasn't my problem. My parents came from South America. They do less steps in their division than we do here. You learn to do pieces of it in your head. So, the way it normally gets taught here is you make out your division, then you multiply things out, then you do the subtraction, then you move things, then you take the remainder, then you move things over. You do that, right? Everybody follow me so far? In South America, they don't write out that subtraction piece because they just figure you do that part in your head. So you know how close you were, so and of course
and then you put the little number next to the next number.
Yeah.
We were taught that way too. We were taught both ways.
Yeah.
But nowadays they don't do it that way because they want to make sure that kids understand the grouping.
I understand that. And I don't.
Have you seen the Japanese way to
do
certain
that
math?
that one's a little odd. I'm going to find Donald in That Magic Land and put a link up.
Yay! I'm gonna go get some more wine.
Okay. Hey, would you mind
filling your flask?
Ice and nectar?
Yes.
Nectar of the gods.
I didn't do this at all yesterday, so I guess
Math. I helped you though. I got you stuff. Made you tea the other day. What? What? Oh no. Well, you're busy. Showed angles if. She is. Well, of course. Tell her to comment on the video. Okay, so hang on. Stop this here. In case you guys haven't seen it, here it is. The link to YouTube. Donald in Math Magic Land. There you go. Enjoy. It is quite entertaining. I actually quite enjoy Donald in Math Magic Land, still to this day. But then, you know, I'm kind of a geek. So, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, every once in a while something will pop up and the audio is just... So anyway. So, again, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, drop a comment during the, comment during the stream thing, where you can put little stuff on the actual stream instead of just to the side. Or put it to the side, either way, so we can see them. But if you put it on the stream, we actually get to see them here. So, looking for that. DM Stretch has contributed more to the pie challenge, which continues to go up. We're probably getting pretty close to 25% here. I have to renew it pretty quickly because the original 30-day... You can only give 30 days to a challenge, but I wanted to give this one 90 days. We're almost out of 30 days. Well, I actually think I have like 19 days left, but I like re-upping it early so I don't forget and have the challenge drop out on us. 99894. 99894, 99894. Why do I know that number? Why do I know 99894? It's as close as I get to the X-Files theme right here. Oh! Well done. Well played. Yes, we are very close to the 25% mark, which at this pace, if this keeps up, and not counting that I'll probably get some more contributed during November.
Here is your nectar with ice. And here is my nectar with ice. Okay, I brought my phone so that we can talk.
Is that a zip code in California? No, I think the highest we have is like either a 9.5 or a 9.6.
Could be Washington.
We could find out.
Yeah, you could Google it.
Why isn't Cherie commenting on the video?
I don't know, maybe she's not watching anymore.
Are you Googling?
I am not Googling.
Oh.
This was at 3:41 when she sent this message.
Oh. We were in here and we went on. Well, I just started. Okay, we're going to have to see now. 99894.
Stop shrieking.
That's short code. Oh, let's try 99894.
Try zip code.
Yeah. Got a whole lot of numbers there.
It is not ours. It's a postal code in Germany.
Postal code in Germany, huh? I wonder...
She said she tried to comment, but it didn't work. Also, I want to have you and Kahuna over for dinner. Can we figure that out?
Sure.
Sure.
Added Matt Marcus for all my settlements. I already have articles. That's excellent. Good work.
We will get in touch with you over the weekend. You'll call
Sure.
her. You'll call her.
So apparently it's a USA zip code in
It says
Germany.
It might be a base.
It might be. It might be a base. Yeah, interesting. All right then. So there was absolutely no reason for me to recognize 99894. So with that, my booze article and all the administration around it are done. It could be a base. That's what we're thinking. Military base in Thüringen, Germany. Would make sense. We do have bases in Germany. Yeah. What?
I cleared my email out before I came over. I got a new one.
Okay. They're allowed to email you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She takes emails to like 9 o'clock at night from students.
8
o'clock at night from students. I'm thinking 5 would be a good cutoff, but no.
No, because some kids do their homework after dinner.
Okay. You know, back in the Stone Age when I went to school, I did my homework after dinner. There was nobody to email.
I know. But
or call or text.
I know, but we're not in that Stone Age anymore. We're in the digital age, and I'm fine with allowing them that.
Damn spoiled kids! Get off my lawn!
Shut up.
Ooh.
Sorry.
You just gave me the shut
No,
up.
I was reading. That explains it all.
That does explain it,
I
actually.
just wanted to let you know I'm going to take my dogs out for a walk if I don't answer my phone. Because I told her I'd call her back today.
Okay.
We also will most likely not be streaming November 6th.
Well,
That's the weekend we're moving my mother back to Arizona.
I might be able to stream.
You're not going to be able to read the chat because I won't be in the car with you. I'll be in the car with my mother, who's going to be sulking because Donald Trump's going to lose the election. And I'm going to have to deal with her 2 days after that.
I'll be by myself in a U-Haul truck with the air conditioning on and not having to listen to any of it.
You will.
But I may still be able to stream. I just may not be able to answer much. Well, I'll figure out something. I had to wait until I got to school the next day to ask questions about the assignment if I didn't catch them before leaving the school.
Yep.
Exactly.
I know, but we're not in that day and age anymore. And I feel that being available for my kids, should they have questions, I would rather have them feel free to reach out and know that they know though, if anything comes in after 8 o'clock, like 8:01, won't get answered till the morning. They know. And 8 o'clock, I think, around here is a reasonable time. Usually we're not engaged in any sort of anything.
I had a dime for every time something came in about 7:57 and you went, "Are you effing kidding me?" I'd have about $1.
But that's because it's probably a question that could have been answered by checking in their Google Classroom. Like, oh, Mrs. Kahuna, when is this due? I don't know. Did you look in your Google Classroom? Mrs. Kahuna, why does it say that my this or that is missing in Aries? Maybe because you didn't turn it in? Those are the ones that make me aggravated.
See, it twists as soon as we delve into the reasons for the emails.
But
But
I get lots of very legitimate questions.
okay. Her email, not mine. I get 200 emails a day, mostly marked spam. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see, what else we got going on?
I don't know.
How about you guys? Every once in a while, we hit these lulls. It's like,
Well, the
What?
Bears have their first 4-1 start since 2012, and they kicked Tom Brady's behind, sort of, yesterday. Partially because Tom Brady couldn't count last night. Starting to wonder if maybe the aging is catching up to him. Just kidding.
if you haven't gathered, Mrs. Kahuna is a big Bears fan. I, on the other hand, am just not that interested in football.
You've learned quite a bit about football, though, since we got together.
Yep. Want to see a sample character backstory? Yes! Do you have it online? Where we can look at it? You ordered a new laptop. Congrats! Yay! I'm going to start making a shopping list for the new computer.
I'm not afraid of monsters. I'm afraid of the coffee maker breaking.
Yes, I'm going to start a new shopping list for computer parts, and hopefully when the parts go drop in price, I can do it.
Aw, DM Stretch, the bears are absolutely the best. There are many, many, many days, weeks, and years that have gone by where it is actually physically hurt to be a Bears fan. Let me just tell you, last night was not one of them. Nor were the 3 first weeks of the season either.
I think this one needs to be red.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Grumpy! There's Grumpy.
Hi,
Grumpy's
Grump.
there. He's the one who's going to be sitting next to me next week, who, I have to shave for, so you can really see how close we are together.
Yes,
Looking
I
to
know.
get SSD
They
file out.
won last night. You don't have to tell me that.
Excellent, Siobhan. Yeah, just remember, don't use the SSD for data you will access often. Use it only for those things like applications, so they run faster, but SSDs do have, a failure rate, and there's only so many writes you can do. So you want it something that's not hit as hard. Give me Tampa Bay and Don Radio.
Yes, tell me about that.
All right.
I watched it.
So
I
Bob,
watched it happen.
I'm looking at your character here, so let's see. What would be a good narrator voice?
How about just yours?
Oh, that's no fun. They're listening to me doing my voice. I can't even do me doing me. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Don't do Sean Connery.
No,
you
Connery's
risk
not a-
too much with him.
Oh, stop. People like my You like my Connery.
I do. I think it's very close, but I think you risk too much.
I try to think of that. Go with the classic World of Warcraft Scottish Dwarf. The Scottish Dwarf! Alright then. That's right from Bob. The Scottish Dwarf. No, that's not Irish. The Irish don't roll their R's. It's more like Shrek.
Okay.
Scottish Dwarf.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright then. The Rock. I don't have The Rock yet. I gotta put him on my list. Dopey.
I gave him a new one today.
What did you give me today? Oh, Elmo. Yeah, I'll be working on Elmo too. I now have, by the way, on my writing sprints during Kahuna Quiet, there are now 15 sound sets. 15 different voices that'll tell you to start, warn you about the ending, and then tell you to stop. Highland Scot like accent. Should do donkey.
That's not Scottish, though. That's definitely Eddie Murphy.
No, donkey's Eddie Murphy, yeah. All right, let's try this. This is the backstory for Bob's dwarf fighter. You grew up in the Waken Delve, one of the great dales of the dwarves, and located on a peninsula of land south of the Feywood. You, like your parents, and their parents, and their parents' parents, and so on, entered into the military service as soon as you were old enough. This offered you the opportunity to learn the skills of using your axe, hammer, and shield in battle against the enemies of the Delve.
You added a word.
Your heritage offers you additional stability during the violence of combat, but your training has included some interesting acrobatic moves. Your preferred weapon is definitely the battle axe. There were indeed enemies of the Delve to fight, tribes of orcs to the east and hobgoblins to the west, all jealous of the riches of the Delve. Over the years, these groups would grow in strength until they dared to assault either the small seafarer port town of southeast of the Delve, or even the Delve itself. And each time the dwarves would prevail, driving the enemy back and breaking its will to fight.
Hold it. You're adding exclamation where there isn't any.
I'm reading.
Yes, but that's not reading it the way it's written.
I'm interpreting.
You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be reading.
You guys can vote on this. Should I interpret or just read? I'm going to continue to interpret. After the war, you decided that the only way you were going to get the chance to experience the glory of combat was to go seek it on your own. And so you retired from the dwarven military service and set out as an adventurer. Taking the weapons and armor you were entitled to upon mustering out, you headed north, then followed the 2,000-year-old remains of the ancient dwarven trade road that you were told once led to the Iron Hills Delve. Upon reaching Carnstown, though, the road ended, so you decided to follow the much newer trade road northeast. This is what brought you to the Bugbear's Head Inn. Dwarves are short and stocky, standing about a foot shorter than most humans. They have wide, compact bodies and burly frames. Dwarves of all genders pride themselves on the length of their hair and beards, which they often braid into intricate patterns.
Braided, don't get there. Don't get there.
Some of which represent specific clans. A long beard is a sign of honour among the dwarves, and thus a clean-shaven dwarf is considered weak, untrustworthy, or worse.
I'm not eating, Grump.
All dwarves...
Excuse me. You skipped the best paragraph.
Which one?
That's why you should just be reading, not interpreting.
I read that
Paragraph 3.
One, two, three.
This may have been.
Huh? This may have been the military culture in which you were trained, but unfortunately for you...
Russian.
This is why she doesn't sit in on Kahuna Reads. But unfortunately for you, it was not your personal experience to bask in the glory of combat. In the most recent uprising of the Hobgoblins, you did indeed serve in the army, in the Quartermaster's Corps. You did your job well. You did your job well, though, and even rose to the rank of sergeant. But you never saw battle, something about which you are greatly embarrassed. Back to the physical description.
That's
A long beard is a sign of honour amongst the dwarves, and thus a clean-shaven dwarf is considered weak, untrustworthy, or worse. All dwarves retain one characteristic of their Undermountain origins: the ability to see even in total darkness. Dwarves typically reach physical adulthood around the age of 25, though their traditionalist culture places more value on completing coming-of-age ceremonies unique to each clan than reaching a certain age. A typical dwarf can live to around 350 years old.
No thanks.
You will strive to uphold your personal honor no matter the situation. In your case, you may even make up a tale of battle or two. You will never let on that your military service involved handling paperwork about feeding pack mules. You won't waver or back down once you've set your mind to something. You will appreciate quality craftsmanship in all forms. Others will see you as stubborn. Some will consider this an asset, others a detriment.
Are you sure you're not a dwarf?
They will assume you are an expert in all things related to stonework, mining, precious metals and gems. They will be aware of the deep connections you have with family, heritage and friends. Your ancestors have never felt at home unless they were beneath the great ancient stones of the tall mountains of Carterian. Yours in particular were among those who travelled beyond the Waken Delve in order to found and develop what is now called the Lonely Delve. Your heritage takes its strength from the hardness and durability of the mountains themselves. You are as difficult to move as a boulder when you decide to plant your feet.
Oh my gosh, sounds like you.
Maybe I should grow and braid the beard.
No.
Okay.
No.
Take that back then.
Clean shaven is weak. You are definitely not ever clean shaven. Always have a goatee.
This is true.
But are these dwarfs from Middle Earth? Well, sort of, I guess.
No phones at the table.
Yeah, well, we're not eating. And we won't be eating dinner tonight because no one's cooking.
But we have plenty of lasagna left over. Plenty.
I made lasagna last night for game night. And, there are 6 pieces left. Grumpy, if he's growing it, so are you. Let's see how your significant other likes that plan.
The gauntlets are being thrown, kids.
I know, nectar.
Well, I'm gonna wet down the.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I gotta, wet down the throat after doing the dwarf.
Okay, I heard Aaron has an epic beard.
Aaron does.
I've never seen a picture of Aaron.
Aaron has an epic beard.
Okay. Don't tell me. Let me think of it.
The answer is Hagrid.
Hagrid, like Hagrid?
I feel like I'm playing password. The answer is Hagrid.
I don't remember his name. Not a big Harry Potter fan. I didn't read the books, but I love the movies. I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah. That one took a little out of the throat there. Kind of coughed in the middle of that.
Not quite that long, but getting there. Okay. I will need to see a photograph of this person.
Aaron.
Okay, of Aaron. Fine.
Hey, you give me crap in the middle of a read.
Dude.
You get what you get. All right, so that was fun. Let's see. Not quite. I'll be on at 2100.
2100. What's
9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I'll be in bed.
Well, I could always pop it up on my phone.
If I'm not sleeping, I will look at it.
Okay.
What?
Is that okay?
Okay. Check out the VOD.
Video on demand.
Oh. Okay. Got it.
Off to bed. Have a great evening, McCarl. Just enjoy your evening.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Because, going to have a girls' weekend. Which means I'll be in front of this probably all week.
You will. You will. When you're not feeding the offspring, you will be in front of this.
But I may actually play some games, which I don't play very often anymore.
Yay. No, hey, good for you. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that you won't be, missing me too much.
I always miss you. I miss you when you're on the other side of the room.
But that's a little sappy.
I'm a sappy guy.
You are, and I love you. My eyes are itchy.
Just, don't get conjunctivitis, because
Oh, God.
then we'll force you to
Let's not get started
be on a
that,
debate.
Okay, please, let's not do that. I'm going to have to deal with my mother on it. On a 5.5 hour car ride, which will be stretched out to 7 hours because that we'll have the dogs with us and we'll have to stop every hour on the hour to make sure they have water and that they pee.
I'll just be driving. I should be able to get there on one tank. Hopefully. Of course, I won't be going over 45 miles an hour on the hills, so,
Well, I think you should stop when we stop. Because, my mother, it will make my mother feel better. I have to drive her car.
If Grumpy's with us, if Grumpy's driving his car, he can stop.
I think my mother should go with Grumpy and I should just take my mom's car. Because he's got more patience for her than I do.
I like Grumpy. I wouldn't do that to him.
I know, but he has patience. I mean, he's had patience for my mother. He lived with my mother and us.
Punishment enough.
I know, but...
Make sure
Guys, don't
I
get
have
me
room
wrong.
so I can plan my times. I have a room so I can...
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
What was I going to say? Don't get me wrong. I love my mother, and she has really done a lot for me, especially when I was going through my divorce and when I was having trouble affording my home after my divorce, and she, you know, cleared out her home so that my girls and I could move in. And I love her very much, but we don't see eye to eye on much. And she makes it very difficult at times for me to like her. Let's put it that way. No, we're not stopping there, ever. Again.
I think in one of our early streams we've talked about the salute.
I don't know if we did. I don't know if I was there. You may have talked about it. I don't know
Perhaps.
if I did.
We had a...
If we've told this story, stop us.
yeah. If you haven't, then, you know, you might enjoy it or you might just go, okay. On one of the many trips between Arizona and here, we... there's a spot right about the midway, small town of Quartzsite, Arizona. It's basically a gas stop. It's also an entry point to Death Valley, the south end of Death Valley.
It's also where the world's freshest beef jerky is, and we love that place.
Yes, we have talked about the beef jerky before.
I know we've talked about the beef jerky.
Yeah. So anyway,
Instead of stopping at the beef jerky place...
hey, I'm telling the story.
Okay.
So that's normally where we stop for gas, and
We did stop at the beef jerky place to pee, and then we got in the car and got hungry. Sorry.
we got gas. We may or may not have stopped at beef jerky. It's irrelevant to the story.
No, okay.
It is irrelevant to the story. We got our gas and we were going to continue on our way and decided we had offspring number 3 with us. We were all kind of hungry. Let's get something to eat.
It does.
He's being facetious.
Oh, you're being facetious. Got it.
Yeah. So across the highway from the gas station is a Carl's Jr. For those on the East Coast, if you don't have Carl's Jr., it's a Hardee's. We pulled in. Drive-through line was a little long, but not bad. It looked like, 2 cars ahead of us before the menu board,
Yeah,
something like
I think
that.
that was it. About 2 cars.
It took 15 minutes to get to the menu board.
I'd say that's about right.
We ordered.
And going through the drive-through...
Hang on. Now, Mrs. Kahuna ordering in a drive-thru is not for the faint of heart. Carl's Jr. went under in about a year.
Yeah. Wait till you hear this story.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart because she'll ask 7 questions of the person over the drive-thru board. She will make a special order burger.
Or whatever.
And, then I need this on the side and this, but not this.
Okay, so it takes me more than 10 seconds to order my meal.
A lot more. It's an adventure,
for sure.
Yeah. So she orders. From the drive-thru menu board to the window was another 20 minutes. So we have now been waiting to get a meal for 35 minutes. We were hungry when we started.
Frankly, that is no joke. I mean, I would tell you if Kahuna was exaggerating.
35 minutes.
And wait, it gets better.
It gets better. So, I have no faith. And I asked them at the menu board to read back the order.
Which they did.
They did, but we had to correct it twice. But
it had to do with mayonnaise, I think.
But they finally read it back properly. 20 minutes later, we get up to the window. They hand us the thing, and as I'm handing it to Mrs. Kahuna, I said, they probably got this wrong.
You might want to check it.
Hand her the bag. Sure enough, we didn't get out of the drive-thru lane before Mrs. Kahuna says, yep, you're right, they screwed it up.
Mine. They screwed mine up.
Hers.
And honestly, my order was not that difficult. It was a cheeseburger with ketchup, pickle, mayonnaise, and onion. End of story.
So I pull around to the front door. I walk back in with the hamburger.
Because it had no cheese on it.
And I said, we're supposed to be a cheeseburger. There's no cheese.
And there was only mayonnaise.
Yes. There's supposed to be ketchup on this, no mayonnaise. Or just...
There's supposed to be ketchup, pickle, onion, and mayonnaise.
Oh. Anyway.
Not just mayonnaise.
But anyway, there's no ketchup on it. And I brought the receipt in.
Which showed all the things.
Which showed everything. So they got that right.
They just didn't make it right.
They can see your toes.
I don't care. Here, I'll wave with my toes.
So I take the receipt in, show them, open it up. Show them. Oh, we're real sorry. We'll remake it for you right away. Hang on a second. Okay. They come back in about 2-3 minutes. Hand me another burger. Here's where I was dumb. I didn't check it.
Why would you check it? After thinking they looked at the receipt and all that, I wouldn't probably have checked it either.
Now I know.
Yeah, well, we know now.
So I took the burger. I went back out to the car. I gave it to Mrs. Kahuna. I'm fuming at this point. Because at this point, we're a solid 45 minutes.
No, it was not the same burger. Woo! They let us keep the burger that was wrong.
Yeah, they let us keep the burger. So now we've got an extra burger.
With no cheese, ketchup, pickle, or onion.
I'm fuming because it's been 45 minutes since we entered the drive-thru line.
Yeah, it's put us way behind.
So normally our stops eat up about a half an hour between gas and stopping at the jerky place and everything. Our stop this time is now well over an hour because we stopped for gas.
Sorry, it fell. There.
So I'm just like, give her the burger.
I know better than to say anything until we're on the road.
Smart woman. That's why I married her. One of many reasons.
No, your base fell. And it didn't fall all the way. It hit the monitor, and the monitor moved, so I caught it.
It fell because she had her foot over on the base amp.
No, I didn't. I had it up here.
Well, you did something. It doesn't just go.
It's that ghost.
Anyway, I pull out of the drive-thru. I get on the highway. I get up to 80 miles an hour. Set the cruise control, and I'm just... Mrs. Kahuna says, do you want your burger? Yeah, because I usually wait till I'm on the highway, because I don't want to try to get on the highway holding the burger.
While juggling a burger.
In the burger, she unwraps hers. They got it wrong. Again. That's when we came up with the salute. You can guess what was up there, and it wasn't this finger.
Or this one, these two either.
No.
Or that one, or this one. It wasn't any of those four.
It wasn't any of those 4 fingers. Yeah, that's not what we threw up, and we threw up 2 of them.
Times 2.
Yeah. That is the double Carl's Jr.
And now, when we drive past one, we do that often.
Yes,
because it's kind of funny.
I'm doing the...
And if I'm not paying attention, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And then I realize.
It's a Carl's Jr.
Nice.
So, yeah, we have the Carl's Jr. salute now.
Oh my gosh. And then the first home we moved into when we lived out here in California, the closest fast food restaurant was a
Carl's Jr. Well, no, that was Jack in the Box too, but yeah, not a fan of Carl's Jr. Oh, and then, in case you thought it was only that one Carl's Jr.,
it's not.
we went to a different Carl's Jr. when we were looking for a place to live out here.
Oh yeah, that's the nacho story.
Yeah, and we go in.
I was craving nachos.
There's-
I go through that every once in a while.
There's literally like one or two people in the entire restaurant. There's
No one in
nobody
line.
Nobody at the counter. And the other two people are sitting down already and eating. Awesome, we're going to get our food fast. Walk up and we order nachos.
The only thing I asked for it not to have was jalapenos, because I can't eat them.
No jalapenos.
Everything else was fine. It was not ultra special.
Yeah. 20 plus minutes for one order of nachos.
They must have been frying the chips.
They must have been growing the corn for the masa for the chips.
I'm telling you.
Sounds of high school football drifting through the town.
Oh. So, I gotta.
She's wearing a shirt of invisibility. Yes, periodically.
Sure, he wants to guest appearance.
Without me,
Well,
I can run things.
you could still be here. I think it just might be.
A girl's name.
Sure.
Okay,
It would be funny, especially given.
we have another.
Especially given Red's, sales.
Tell her yes.
Okay.
We'll schedule it. We have someone requesting or suggesting another guest for our program, and I think that one will have to be a girls' day. It will also be definitely marked as mature.
Yes, mature audiences only.
Mature audiences only. It will not be one for the kids. A dear friend of mine from all the way back in middle school, who is hysterical and awesome, and
You guys think I tell it like it is? Wait till you meet this person.
yeah. Red
She's my idol.
Red calls it like she sees them. So yeah, we'll have to do that. I will be just sitting off to the side with the computer running things.
And it's not just she's my idol because of how she just lets it rip, but she is an extremely kind and caring and loving human being. And she is gracious and she's beautiful inside and out. And she's been through quite a few tough times in her life recently. And she holds herself up and she just keeps pushing. And she's just amazing. She's an amazing human being.
And fun. No, you won't, Grumpy. I technically, I probably won't even be on screen.
You can be here in the room.
Yeah, but we'll let them just go, because it'll be much wine will be consumed. That I can probably guarantee.
Yes, Mrs. Red.
Yeah, it will. I am just going to be running things from off screen. They can enjoy.
We'll give you plenty of warning as to when the date will be.
Yes, we'll make a day of it, and yeah. So that'll be an interesting one. So definitely Grumpy next week, and then we'll see if Red comes on.
That's all I need. He says that's all I need.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, buddy. No vodka that night. You have a history with vodka and Mrs. Red. Well, maybe that was sleep medicine. Was it sleep medicine? and Mrs. Red?
It could have been a combination
I think
of
it was
everything.
a combination of those things.
We aren't always good, upstanding human beings.
Grumpy takes meds to help him sleep. His sleep schedule is all jacked. And at one point in time, he was taking sleep meds, and he texted Mrs. Red, who at the time wasn't. I mean, her husband had passed away, so she wasn't married at the time. But oh my God, was it funny? Wait, what? You don't remember that? See why you're not allowed to
That's why
do
we
that?
don't let you do that anymore. We'll talk about it more next week, but you also don't allow Grumpy to have power tools.
Oh, no. Any tools.
Yeah, but power tools especially.
Yeah.
Grumpy's just learned to hire people for it. And look, the dogs are playing on Doggo Cam.
Sort of.
Hey there.
Yeah.
There's the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's talking.
She's really gotten vocal lately.
Yeah. Dog has learned to speak. Yeah, so all right, so wow, I'm going to start having,
Guest speakers.
guest speakers.
We will prepare them for the guest speakers.
I've also talked about having other people on so we can zoom in.
Oh, sure.
So we should do that.
Okay. Who shall we zoom in?
I don't know.
Well, I won't be here next week, so maybe y'all can talk about that.
Okay. Vodka and pills are safer than power tools.
On some days you may be right.
On most days, he's probably right.
Yeah.
For him.
Unless it's the day where you're yanking on a cable and fall on your ass but save the vase of flowers. And I don't think that was a
Whole nother story.
We have quite a few.
We have lots of stories. Lots. We can tell stories for days about all kinds of things. Yep.
All right.
Yes, I'm sure when Grumpy's here, you guys will hear the story of.
Well, we have time still.
Yeah.
That's your mom.
Aaron has a question.
What's your question, Aaron?
Save us, please.
Aaron, is it about growing a beard? Because I don't have any experience with that. Ask away, Aaron.
Ask away.
I'm waiting for it to pop up in this chat. Aaron's green. I don't see anything yet. Relax. What, are you going to try to beat me to reading it? You are. I'll just let you know. Now playing.
Aaron's working on it.
I know.
By the way, different set of music now. Is it? Are we good with the different set of music? What are you doing?
My eyes look really weird. Why does it say not to drive or operate heavy machinery on a bottle of children's Tylenol? Probably because the warning on children's Tylenol is the same as the warning on a regular bottle of Tylenol because it's cheaper to produce one label with the spine print. That would be nice. Because I can't take Tylenol. I wouldn't be able to operate heavy machinery taking Tylenol or children's Tylenol. It's given me such a horrible upset stomach and like cramps and vomiting. I wouldn't be able to operate the machinery for sure.
I was going to go with a logical answer.
Producing kids drive? Yes.
Tylenol for kids could be given to kids who work on a farm
Yeah, true.
and drive tractors, which would be considered heavy machinery.
You're right. I didn't even think of that. And technically, children's Tylenol, the dosages are based on weight. So you could have a very small 16-year-old taking children's Tylenol who is a driver.
Yes.
Why do blow dryers say not to use in the shower or while sleeping? Mine doesn't say that. I don't have the while sleeping.
The manuals that come with it usually do say.
Well, the tag on it I know the tag on it says don't use in the shower or bathtub.
So, blow dryers not to use in the shower. You know, most of these warnings are for people because because somebody's done it. That's like the one on Preparation H that says not for oral use.
Or why McDonald's now has to put contents extremely hot
On coffee.
On coffee.
It seems counterproductive.
What does?
Blow dryer while sleeping?
Well, maybe people are... I'm not a nighttime shower. I'm a do it in the morning kind of person to wake me up. But maybe people who were nighttime showers and had long hair like mine, I can't stand wet hair. I hate it. I hate going to sleep with wet hair. Maybe they thought they could blow dry their hair and they fell asleep with it. I don't know.
Context extremely hot was because of a valid lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand why it happened.
It was valid. But seriously, do you not think coffee's going to be hot?
Yeah. And yeah, they did overheat the coffee.
Yes,
so, yes,
I'll give you that one. But still, coffee is hot. And even coffee that's not 200 degrees, like boiling, 212 is boiling.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit, 100 in Celsius or centigrade, whatever you call it. Even still, coffee, hot chocolate, tea, they usually are served hot, unless you specifically ask for them iced.
Jeff Foxworthy used to do a routine.
The Here's Your Sign?
No.
Because that's a funny one.
About how, we're always watching out, like IKEA now puts warnings on to make sure that you tag up.
It is.
What?
Preparation H is sharp liver oil. So why can't you? I think it has other ingredients in it that cause issues.
But think about it. You put it on your lips and all of a sudden you're like...
Aaron, have you ever had a hemorrhoid? Let me start by asking you that.
You can't suck a pea through your lips if you put it on.
And then have you ever used... Okay, so it's just... Yeah.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Anyway, Foxworthy used to have a routine where he talked about the fact that, now... we're all protective of the kids, but when we were growing up, we had, the 27-inch TV with the picture tube sitting on a TV tray that barely could hold a TV dinner.
Uh-huh. We have two of those in our living room
and we didn't care
Not
about
the
that.
TV, the TV tray.
We didn't care about that, and if you walked up to an outlet with a screwdriver, your parents might tell you no. My dad would go, yeah, go ahead, put that in there. And you did, and it shocked the crap out of you, and you go, not going to do that again, are you? That's how we learned the bad lesson.
Most of those kind of warning things on labels are because someone, somewhere, did something stupid.
And then tried to file a lawsuit.
And then wanted to sue.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much the Viking must have been suffering to figure that out, eh? Aaron, you're not Canadian or anything, are you? Or are you a Uber?
Let's go ahead and see what happens. Yeah, that was how I grew up.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I know I've told this. I don't know if I've told the story on the stream before, but my dad's way of learning.
No, thanks. Hey.
My dad's way of teaching things was there was a day when my brother had just gotten his first car, and they were having some problem with the electrical. And my dad's telling him...
I just know where this is going.
Yeah. My dad's telling him, be careful when you put those things on. It's going to spark. And, it can be bad. And my brother's like, it's only 12 volts. My dad's like, it's 75 amps. Yeah, but it's only 12 volts. And my dad was like, all right, tell you what, go bring me that coat hanger over there. He brings out a metal coat hanger.
This should have been the first clue.
It's your first clue.
I would have been like, Dad, no.
My dad cuts the bottom of the coat hanger so he can spread it out. He tells my brother to grab it in both hands, touch one end to the positive terminal and one to the negative.
And we didn't see this coming?
It's only 12 volts. My brother, not thinking. Positive?
Well, he does it.
Negative. Boom! And lands on his ass about 3-4 feet back from the car. And my dad just looked at him and said, "It's the amperage." That was my dad's way of teaching you a lesson. You don't want to listen? Here you go.
I so wish I would have met your dad.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I think I would have really loved him.
You would have gotten along with my dad really well. Yeah, he was. That was his way of teaching you a lesson. It was natural consequence. You don't want to listen? Okay, here you go. Figure this one out from your butt. So, and you know what? After that, my brother understood amperage.
Aww.
My dad was an electrician. Yep.
My dad is retired, but he's actually an artist. He has a bachelor's degree from the Art Institute of Chicago, and he made his living designing display pieces that go into new home information centers. And he was really good at it, and he's very artistic. And I actually have some of his chalk drawings that he did when he was very young, before he and my mom even got married. They're just absolutely, they're two little angels, and they're all done in pastels. They're just beautiful. My dad is totally different than what your dad is like.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
My dad rarely, like at family gatherings and stuff, he would have conversations, but if there was an argument, he only spoke when he had an extremely valid point to make, and when he spoke, the entire room got quiet and listened to what he had to say. That's the kind of man he is.
So sorry to hear that, Aaron. Really sorry to hear that.
Aaron, that's terrible.
Aaron, it's too loud.
Aaron, that's horrible.
This is Kahuna talk slow and seriously. The music drowns her out. Ah, let's fix that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I really...
I'm used to projecting.
Oh my God. The fact that you shared that, Aaron, I'm sure that... Well, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's something that you have been asked often. And I'm really sorry that... I know before you can remember, which makes it even harder, I bet. Or worse. Worse or better, depending on how you look at it. I don't know. I can't even imagine being in your position. Knowing what I know of my father and how important he is to me, and you not being able to have that in your life, I feel sad. I don't feel sorry for you. I feel very sad for you. And that bothers me. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I lost my dad about 16 years ago. And he was the kind of guy, he could be an SOB. Oh my God, could he be an SOB? But everybody loved him. Because he usually wasn't an SOB just to be an SOB. His thing was, if you were in trouble, he was there, and he was going to help you out, and he was going to do whatever it took to make sure you were okay. And you would never live it down for the rest of your life. Because most of the time, it was because he told you, don't do that. That's a really bad idea. That's just, no, don't. And then you did it, and you got in trouble, and he bailed your ass out. And then he reminded you of it.
You know what, though? My dad was the same way, or is the same way, except that once he's bailed you out, should you have needed it, it's over and done. Unless you do the same thing a second time.
Oh, no. My dad made sure you remembered
My
it.
dad has always been one who has been very big on, you make a mistake, if I can help you, I will, But if you make the same mistake twice, don't call me. And I mean, I have a whole lot of respect for my dad. He really has, my dad has really shaped, I feel he has shaped the kind of person that I've become. He's very zen, for lack of a better word. If he's all about whatever you choose to do with your life, as long as you're happy, I'm happy for you. But if what you're doing with your life fucks over my life, then we need to have a conversation. He's always been very open-minded. He taught me about how to find your passion and follow it. He's always been supportive of anything I ever wanted to do or try. Even when he hasn't been 100% sure that it's the best thing for me, he will show support, and he'll never say, I told you so. Unless it was one of those really stupid fuck-ups, which I don't have many. So.
No, my dad, he did it teasingly. He never did it mean, but he reminded you of your screw-ups. Oh, man. He did.
General Sir Arthur Currie. Kahuna just pulled it up on Google.
Senior officer, Canadian Army.
Wow. World War One.
That's quite a history there, Aaron. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Isn't it amazing what we find we get from our ancestors? I mean, it's just crazy. And your sense of humor and love of reading, it's crazy the things that get passed down to you. And honestly, I have to say that if I didn't have the father I have, I don't know that I would be as, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tolerant?
Empathetic.
There you go.
And tolerant too of things. My father definitely taught me that. He also taught me the perseverance part.
My dad, number one thing I learned from my dad was work ethic.
And I got that from my dad too.
I learned
My mom is a good worker too, but it's not the same.
My dad taught me, get it done, do what you got to do. And yes, sometimes that leads to an unrealistic expectation of myself. But it happens. And the other thing is you're trying to use my trackball? Good luck.
Got it to move down.
Yeah, well, there's a thing right there.
Oh. What's that?
You clicked on the wrong thing.
I clicked on something.
There. The other thing I learned from my dad was the personal responsibility aspect. Not the everybody needs to be personally responsible, but blame yourself first in the sense of, yes, things happen to everyone. How you deal with them is up to you. And, that's how you worked it. And that's always been my thing. I'm where I am today because of the things I've done, good or bad. You can't take credit for the good things you did unless you can take responsibility for the screw-ups. And that was something I learned from my dad.
Wait a minute.
What?
Is that how Red spells her last name, or
No.
is it with a Y?
Why? Real estate fraudster, but they covered it up because he was a war hero. Oh. All right, then. So he's a man of many talents, is what you're saying. Irish farm boy, 6th grade education, was never, in the 36 years I knew him, not in the middle of reading some novel to unwind. Wow. That's awesome, Bob. That is awesome.
I I love the fact that all of you are so open and willing to share these little tidbits. Because honestly, it pushes our conversations into a different realm, so to speak. You know, it's really nice to... I feel like this is a safe place for people all of a sudden. Not that I didn't before, but I feel it more so now. And that is one of the things that I encourage in my classroom. It's a safe place to learn. It's a safe place to be who you are. And it's a safe place to share and know you're not going to be ridiculed or laughed at or made fun of.
Unless you're me.
Well,
then you'll get ridiculed.
Yes, sort of. But you and I have, but it's different. You and I have an understanding. I mean, there is nothing that I ridicule you about that truly hits a nerve with you.
No, we don't.
We don't do that.
We don't do that.
And that's what I'm talking about.
We don't
I mean,
do that.
we poke fun at each other, and we laugh at each other and with each other, but we don't poke the bear, so to speak. And I really appreciate that. I really think that those of you who are regulars here on the stream, I feel like we have a safe place for everyone. We have a rapport. And I really like that. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, one of the reasons...
The bathroom library collection.
Every guy should have a bathroom library collection.
My dad did.
I don't.
My dad did.
My dad did too.
My dad...
You just never wanted to really look at it because you never knew what was going to show up.
Every single Christmas from the time I can remember, starting from probably 5 years old, there was always a book under the Christmas tree that was just from my dad. And at times it was things that he wanted me to read that I was like, ugh. And other times it was things I would never have expected that he had read. But it was always something he had read. And I still have them all. And that's one of the ways, I think, too, that we share. That's another sharing piece, is what I've read that I love. I've passed to my children. In fact, quick story. Offspring number 2, who's getting married in March, about a year and a half ago, she said, "Mom, I picked up a copy of The Time Traveler's Wife." She knows that is one of my very favorite books of all time, partially because it takes place in Chicago and the suburbs. I know every place where Claire and Henry talk about in the book. And she's like, "I picked it up." She's like, "And I'm going to be asking you questions," because it's one of the, if you haven't read it or if you haven't heard of it or seen the movie, it's one of those books that's told in Claire chapters, Henry chapters, and Claire and Henry chapters. And it goes back and forth between now, then, and later. And every time I read the book, I cry. I love the book. I absolutely love it. So when Offspring number 2 read it, she's like, "Mom, I'm going to be asking you a ton of questions. And when I come visit you in 3 weeks, I'll have finished the book. And I want to watch the movie with you." Remember that? Kahuna was like, "That's a bad idea." I'm like, "No, it'll be fun. I can share the movie with my daughter who, you know." So Offspring number 2 read the book, and lots of questions, lots of discussion via text and phone calls, and she cried just like I did. So we watched the movie. Oh my God, what an event that was. Just that sharing of that experience in that movie. She was just as moved by it as I was.
They were both sobbing messes. Not my share of fun. No. Just Oh God! Oh God! Yeah.
But
Sobbing
sharing
messes.
that with your child, especially a child who never liked to read when they were a kid, it was big. It was big. And I think that we are able to share those when we can share those kinds of things with other generations in our family, it builds a connection.
See, with my dad, he was not a huge reader. The bathroom library was probably where I learned most of the dirty jokes I ever learned. Because of the book that he had right there. He usually had that was me putting in the command to put the Discord up.
Oh.
He usually had Popular Mechanics, usually the last Parade magazine from the newspaper, and then he had his standard joke books that were usually dirty joke. Let's put it this way: I first learned, one of the limericks of versions of "There Once Was a Man from Nantucket" from reading while sitting on the toilet in my dad's bathroom, because it was the only room that had a shower. The other one had a bathtub, but showers. Everybody showered in the same shower out of my dad's bedroom. So, yeah. Yeah.
You're shaking the whole chair.
Well, yeah, because I'm sitting in it.
Yeah, my arms on it.
So yeah, that's what you got to read from my dad's library. That was my Uncle Ben's bathroom exactly. And Playboy.
Oh.
He didn't keep Playboy, and he didn't keep Playboy because he knew, with 3 boys in a house, it was going to get found.
Bad idea.
The one who did
varying ages of boys too.
The one who did keep that stuff,
yes,
was my mom's boyfriend.
Oh, Hector.
Hector, the former best friend of my dad, who moved into our house.
I've never met him, but I know his name.
He moved into our house a week after my dad moved out. Whole nother story there. But anyway, yeah, I the ones that were really hardcore, I found because I was a nosy kid and was digging through my mom's closet.
Now I know where Offspring number 3 gets it.
And they had a whole stack of them. He had a whole stack of them in the closet.
I remember.
I got an education.
I bet.
It wasn't Playboy, let's put it that way.
My grandfather was like that in the bathroom, and there were like 16,000 Reader's Digests in the bathroom.
Reader's Digest was another one.
And can I say, honestly, to this day, I thank Reader's Digest for giving me such a vast vocabulary.
Yep.
Because of that one little game they had in there.
Yep. It was like 10 words every week.
Yep. Yeah. And you had to...
Every month.
Oh my God, I loved that.
Actually, I used to read a lot of Reader's Digest stories.
They
some good stuff.
Yeah, they are. Were?
It's still out there. I think it's still out there.
We don't get magazines here. Really should. You know what? I lied. Grump, your ex-wife's Better Homes and Gardens comes to this address, and I read it. I don't give it to you to give to her.
Also, I think Women's Day.
Is that the one? No, is it Women's? No, it's Better Homes and Gardens, isn't it?
I think it's both.
Well, it's one or the other. No, it's only one or the other.
Reader's Digest Big Letter Edition. Yeah.
I love vocabulary tests. I really do. Part of it is, for me, it was at the time that I discovered the Reader's Digest vocabulary stuff, I was starting to learn Spanish. So I was starting to see how certain roots were playing into English words and how certain roots meant certain things. And I was just like in heaven. I know you don't need it. Just letting you know that I'm not giving it to you in case they're looking for it.
Reader's Digest was that was a staple around the house. We always had a few copies of that. And Popular Mechanics. In fact, the magazine I edited back in the late 90s was a home technology magazine. And I remade it. I redesigned it when I took it over to basically, people would ask me, what's your magazine? Would you quit picking at my head?
I'm not picking at it. That's been there for a couple weeks now.
Okay.
Sorry.
I basically said, what we're going to do is, people say, well, what's your target with this magazine? I said, you know that magazine that sits right there just to the right of your dad when he's sitting on the toilet that he reads every time and it's there forever? And everybody would laugh. I said, I want to be that magazine. And they all got it. They all understood what I was talking about because everybody's dad had that. Everybody's dad had that magazine rack to the side where they would pull out the magazine.
We need to get a magazine rack. I have one somewhere.
Yeah,
I had one.
It was a magazine rack that everybody's dad had a magazine in there that he would read 17 times.
My ex-husband was the cooking magazine king.
And an Architectural Digest and the like, and cooking mags. Yeah, my dad, it was Popular Mechanics. And in those days, they always had 2 or 3 different projects you could build or put together. They had articles on electronics, and they had all stuff that you could do. Nowadays, Popular Mechanics is a lot more... It's not a DIYer's magazine anymore.
For my dad, oh my God, I remember on Sunday mornings, he was a smoker. He no longer smokes. He would go into the bathroom at about 8:30 in the morning. We probably wouldn't see him again until 10. And he would literally go through the entire Sunday paper while he was on the toilet, and he would smoke a couple of cigarettes. So the bathroom smelled like a combination of poop and newsprint. And
1 hour,
cigarettes.
56 minutes. We almost made it.
I mentioned poop one before.
No, you spelled it out.
Oh.
But this is the first time you actually talked about poop.
Oh, okay. That actually said the word?
That actually said the word and talked about it.
Well, anyway, so anytime I smell newsprint now, I'm like, oh, I like that smell. Not the poop and the cigarette part, but the newsprint part.
I was going to say, cigarettes are out of luck. Yeah,
No, it's not a fly, Bob. I think that he might have bumped into something in the garage or out in the backyard. No, it was in the shed. When we were cleaning out the shed 2 weekends ago, and it gave him
a divot.
A divot that then bled and scabbed over, and I'm sure he has since knocked the scab off several times.
Probably.
And it's bothering me because it hasn't really healed all the way yet. Which we all know is something that happens as we age. It happens to me too.
Yeah, we didn't have the Playboys in the house. But there was a place right around the block where all the kids knew the Playboys were stashed. So, if you really wanted to, you could go over there. But I don't know what good it did really being sitting in a culvert off of a major street. So, this has been another one of those sessions where we've gone
oh my gosh,
all over
over the map.
All over the place. Which is what I like about this stream, is that we're all over the place with stuff. Just whatever you guys want to talk about. And I'm going to kind of expand on something quickly here that Mrs. Kahuna said earlier. I hope you guys find this to be a comfortable place to come and talk about anything. We don't judge here. Everybody's got their own life, their own experiences, their own history.
And everyone has something to add.
And I love hearing those stories. And I'll tell my own because I have plenty. I am never...
No, say the right word.
I have a plethora of stories. It's one of our favorite words around here. Plethora.
Aw, thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. That's awesome. That makes me feel good because I want you guys to come here because you enjoy the stream.
Honestly, when this stream first started, though, it was on a whim because I was in the car reading the chat. And everyone was reacting to the things I was saying, not the things Kahuna was saying. So I'm like, I should be part of your chat. And that's how it all came about.
Talk about your medical history and the joy it has brought others. Yes, and why we no longer go to Chili's.
Right.
That might be a story for next week.
You know what, though, Grumpy? Your medical history, while it's not, all that awesome, you have had some very awesome things that you have fixed and changed because of it, which is one of those stories that needs to be told. And it's also brought you closer to a lot of different people in your life. I mean, there are people that you have met because of your health history that you may never have met because of it. And that helps to shape who you are and who we're all always becoming. I seriously think that we're always becoming.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents.
And again, that also gets back to what I said earlier. It's like, I don't blame anyone for the bad things, and I don't let someone else take credit for the good things. If I made the choice, it's my choice, good or bad. And I know the people that I know. I love the people that I love because of my choices. Was it easy getting here?
Hell no.
No. Did I trip over myself a million times? Yeah.
I think I had less tripping in my life than you did, only because of situations that...
That's possible.
I think economically, maybe, I was in a better situation than you were as you were growing up.
And I can say all those things made it tough to be a kid, but you know what? It also made me appreciate things differently.
Well, it also helped you learn how to do things without having a whole lot to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that my hard knocks weren't nearly as hard as Mr. Kahuna's.
Siobhan, I am glad you are able to talk about things. And you are always welcome to talk about them here.
Yeah, please.
Okay? Always. Yeah, we lost that in the 80s somewhere. Yeah, I would say 80s to 90s.
I would say 90s more.
Yeah. I'm a kid of the 80s, and it was still there. But yeah, somewhere in the 10 years after that, we started kind of caring about ourselves more than anybody else.
Is that Streamer Core?
Anvilite Streamer Core.
Oh my gosh, I got it right. Yes, you can. You remember quite a few of them because you have shared quite a few of them at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
That's one thing that really pisses me off, is when you sell yourself short.
That's true for anybody. Look, you're you. You learn. The only time I'm ever going to be mad at somebody talking about something is when they don't recognize that their decisions made them who they are, good or bad.
We're all entitled to pity parties every once in a while,
sure,
as long as they don't last more than like 15 minutes.
Look, cry it out.
Just move on from there.
Cry it out, scream into a pillow, do what you got to do.
Complain, bitch, whine, moan, groan, we're here. That's fine.
And move on.
And then let's move on and let's be adults.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the things that happen to you, whether they are good or bad, or in between, or just normal shit that happens every day, flat tire, pumping gas, whatever it happens to be, they help to shape who you are as a human being. And we, I believe, are very accepting of human beings of all sorts. And it could be purple for all we care.
And I would change it. I don't think it's what... Hey, Esong!
Esong, welcome. Too bad we're leaving soon.
Yeah, we're okay.
We missed having you.
I would disagree with you on one thing.
Adulting is hard.
It doesn't...
We agree.
Doesn't necessarily make you human.
What? Bitchy, whining, moaning, and groaning?
Or, I mean, an adult. An adult.
Well, it does make you an adult.
No, I think it makes you a human.
Okay, it makes you human. And we're all adult humans. Well, I shouldn't say that, because wait. Who is it that...
That's Moonflower.
Oh,
who has been lurking.
They're lurking?
They had been, at least.
Okay, so we're all on the verge of becoming adults or being adults.
Esong, no grading has boundaries. Well done.
Okay, those are boundaries. I have boundaries too. 8 p.m., no email. After that, no email.
Yeah,
But honestly, I think what we're getting at is that's it. You are officially an adult. You're just not of legal
Drinking
age. Okay. So generally, I mean, I think that you and I are very open-minded. We're very, hey, if you love doing that, go ahead and do it. It may not be for us. There are things that Kahuna loves to do that I'm like, ha, no, not for me.
And vice
versa. We are into understanding, I think, that everyone has their own unique makeup and their own unique things to share.
Yeah.
And we're all about it.
Yeah, my thing is this. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. And as long as we don't push our beliefs onto each other, we're good. We can talk about our beliefs, but that's different than pushing it on someone. And I will never push my beliefs onto someone else.
Okay, I read kibosh is kielbasa. My bad, I'm Polish. Moonflower, I'm sorry you had a rough day, but welcome to our stream that will last for a little while longer because you're here. And we hope that we brighten your day some. Good. I'm glad she's out of the hospital. I don't know why she was in, but it's always good when someone comes out of the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I will push my beliefs onto other people. So I wrote that.
Okay, that's not the same thing we're talking about.
However, that's not really pushing it either.
That's asking for something.
That's telling them to do it.
Yes, but it's a command that you have not mandated.
Correct. It's not a push. It's a strong suggestion. I think everyone here is already on.
I'm not. I don't think Grumpy is either.
Internet's being recessed, so you can't look anymore.
Bye. Have a great week. I won't be here next weekend, though. I'm going to be in Phoenix. So come see Kahuna and Grumpy.
Grumpy will be here in studio. The Kahuna lair.
We'll call it studio.
We'll call it studio. What the heck?
It's kind of like a studio.
Do it!
Or else. I can show you how to lurk.
So, I hope that we, with this stream, create someplace you guys like to come, like to chat. This stream is nothing without your chat.
That's true. Because we could just sit here and stare at each other and be happy.
Yeah, for the first half hour, it's usually quiet in here. I think Bob was it for the first half hour.
Yes, and they talked about writing and all kinds of other stuff, and I just kind of hung out and drank my wine.
Yeah.
Yes, next week is the Kahuna Grumpy Hour.
Yes.
No, it's the Grumpy Kahuna Hour. I like that better, because grumpy is the adjective. It should always come before the noun.
And it's also alphabetical, so we could say that.
No, Grumpy Kahuna. I've met Grumpy Kahuna.
You don't want to meet the Grumpy Kahuna. Especially the hangry Grumpy Kahuna.
Oh my gosh. Hangry Grumpy Kahuna? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I know Aaron was still
news.
on. I had to, when, I acceded to the wishes of my viewers and added an extra hour to each stream. I had to figure out a way to do it.
We kind of had to overlap.
I had to figure out a way to start at a time where we could get done in time so Mrs. Kahuna wouldn't be upset with it.
Yeah, because ending at 6 is way too late for me.
But not overlap too much. And usually Aaron and Sable's streams have been on for a few hours at that point, usually at least an hour and a half or 2 hours. So, I figured, well, okay, the last half hour, and I know I'm not going to get many folks during that time because their stream's awesome. Nobody's going to leave their stream for mine, and I'm not trying to steal anybody. I'm just starting earlier, and if you're here, you're here. Hangry Esong is not a good look either. Oh, man. When I was going through my heart problems a couple years ago, 3 years ago now.
You've been hospitalized since then.
Yeah, but when I was going through those problems.
Yes, but you got really hangry in 2019 too. So don't tell me that. That was the 3 days where we were waiting.
This is true.
That sucked. All capital letters.
We have determined that my limit before I start getting hangry is about 18 hours. No, where I get hangry. I get cranky at 14.
Okay.
I get hangry at 18.
Okay, I would say you get cranky at 10.
No, at 10 it's impatient. Then it's cranky at 14.
Cranky comes earlier than 14.
I don't know.
Sometime between 10 and 14 is cranky.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair.
And it just depends on what the last meal was 10 hours ago.
And yeah, there was one stay in the hospital where...
We'd sometimes totally skip cranky, or sometimes totally skip impatient and go to cranky.
Cranky, yeah, it depends.
It just depends on what the last meal was.
Yeah, and there was a time where I ended up in the hospital for about 3 days.
You went in on a Wednesday, came out on a Saturday.
I trust the other person who's not hungry to notice it first. Oh, I know when it's coming. I know when it's coming. I warn people.
Well, and Kahuna's very good about warning his caregivers that it's coming.
Yeah, I basically let them know, it's been 12 hours since I've eaten. We're going to want to get me something soon. Well, you're still on NPO. We can't feed you anything until after they know where the test is going to happen.
Okay, so let's look at these real quick.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you look.
Okay, so... Oh, Black Sabbath's Iron Man is okay, stop. Siobhan is saying that they may need to drop streams in the future due to surgery.
Yes. Well, and that's totally understandable.
We're aware of that, and we hope all of that goes well for you. Which sucks. But Scribe knows I'm hangry sooner than I do. Scribe
is. He's on the phone.
And have I met Scribe?
He's been on the stream.
He has?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am not familiar with Scribe.
They're both from Chicago. You guys have that conversation?
Yeah. Hey, look, the Bears. See, the Bears. They beat Brady's ass. Okay, anyway. 2
miles away. It sounds like they're down the block playing Iron Man.
So, anyway, back to hangry on this story.
Okay, so.
I'm sorry. I had to catch up on the chat.
For 3 days, they were trying to schedule me for an angiogram. They tried to schedule me for an angiogram. So you can't eat. You can't eat. We think you're still going to make it. You're still going to make it. Still going to make it. They get all the way to like 9 o'clock in the evening. They think they still might make it. Nope, we're not going to do it today. Okay, so we're looking tomorrow morning? Yeah, you're on the schedule for tomorrow morning, first thing. Great, so can I eat now before midnight so I can have the food before we have to wait for the doctor to give the order to say it's okay to eat, but then we'll do it. So now I've blown through. At that point, I had been admitted the night before. I had blown through the whole night. Now, luckily, knowing this was a possibility, we ate before we got to the hospital. We've blown through that whole night, through the morning, through the day, past the dinner time, and now we're like about 9 o'clock at night, and they're waiting for the doctor to say it's okay. They can't give me anything until the doctor says it's okay. He gives the order at 11 o'clock at night. I got a turkey sandwich. One turkey sandwich. It's been more than 24 hours since I ate. One turkey sandwich. Because that's all they could get at that hour. And then I had to be off food again. So I'm off food by midnight. All I can have is ice chips. And the next day, I'm on the schedule.
Hi, Hansel.
Hi, we had some emergent stuff come in, so we've had to move you back till the afternoon.
Because you're not emergent anymore.
Because I'm not emergent anymore because I've been more than 24 hours without any symptoms. So
And nothing's changed.
And nothing has changed. So I'm not emergent anymore, so they're going to have to push me back.
No, there was no eating before midnight. Oh wait, I take that back.
No, I got a sandwich.
It was a sandwich.
Yeah. See? I was not
'Cause
exaggerating.
I had already left, so I couldn't add to it. Plus, the main cafeteria was closed.
Right.
So I could only get certain things.
So I had a sandwich.
And
I'm back off.
sandwich.
And it was like late. 11 o'clock. After 11 o'clock, I get the sandwich. I eat it. I wolf it down. No, not even Jell-O. Nothing. Ice chips.
No Jell-O, no juice, no nothing.
So the next morning comes. I can't have breakfast. I'm waiting for the procedure. It becomes noon. It becomes 2.
I'm in the hospital with him, by the way.
It becomes 4. We think they're going to get you in here next.
And someone comes in with a heart attack.
It comes in. Yep. Nope, we've had something else come in. We're going to have to put you off again.
Oh, and by the way, we don't do them on Saturday.
Well, hang on. We haven't hit that one yet.
Oh, we haven't hit Saturday yet?
We haven't hit Saturday yet. This
We're
was
still
Friday.
on Thursday? Oh, we're on Friday.
Friday. So
Sorry, I had to catch up.
we can't, we can't let you eat. So the same thing happens. About 11 o'clock at night, I get a sandwich.
And I had already gone home.
Again. Next morning rolls around. No breakfast.
Just in case.
So I've had 2 turkey sandwiches in the last roughly 48 hours.
Yeah.
Side note, you need to move your chat so it's not behind your doggy cam.
What?
Oh.
What chat?
The chat window. Hang on.
The chat window is behind the doggy cam?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
Where is it? Audience blocks. You see, when they chat, it rolls up. Hang on. There we go. That is the chat.
Bless you. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so next morning rolls around. We're still waiting.
Not we.
Doctor comes in.
Oh, wait, hold on. Just so you're aware, when I'm in the hospital and Kahuna can't eat, my theory is I'm not going to sit there and eat if Kahuna can't eat. So typically, I don't eat if Kahuna doesn't eat.
So, 8 o'clock rolls around. You're on the list. 10 o'clock rolls around. Still on the list.
Still on that list.
Noon rolls around. We have some bad news. Okay. Yeah, the only slots that are available are for emergent patients.
Which you are still not.
Which you're not anymore because you've been here for 3 days.
And nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed, so you're not emergent. Other than that, they will only do an angiogram on emergent patients. They aren't even in the hospital. We can't schedule it till Monday. And I'm thinking, hang on. And I'm thinking, yes, I get to eat.
For 2 days in a row.
2 days of eating.
Except that, keep in mind.
And then they say, but we have
Wait. Keep in mind, we are at a hospital that is affiliated with the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So they are vegetarian except for patients.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck with vegetarian stuff, which I'm not. It's not
You
that
actually
bad.
like their
I
stuff.
don't mind it.
So, I'm like, yes, I get to eat. They're like, no problem, we'll put in a food order for you. They come in an hour later with someone from admissions. I've seen you already. We have
We have an issue.
We have an issue.
A problem.
Oh? Yeah, that angiogram. We can't do it. Why? I mean, you guys told me you guys don't do them on Saturday, so we'll just do it Monday. We can't.
We can't keep you.
Why? Well, you're no longer emergent. Because you are no longer emergent, we are not one of your
in-network hospitals.
We can deal with you on an emergent basis and they'll pay for it, but your insurance will not pay for it if you are here beyond today.
So if we keep you tonight and tomorrow night so you can have your angiogram done at the hospital where you had your cabbage done, you'll have to pay for Saturday night, Sunday night, and everything associated with it.
Or
we can discharge you.
And then you'll have to call a cardiologist and have them schedule the angiogram. That was my look.
I wasn't furious, I understood it, but I was a little upset because they were telling us that we had to take care of scheduling it. My thought process on this whole thing is, we are still your patient. We should have a caseworker, which we did, who should be able to get that scheduled with our cardiologist. We shouldn't have to be the ones to schedule it. This is the caseworker's job.
Or get us into that other hospital.
Yeah.
If we have to drive ourselves over, that's fine. I'm not emergent, but get me over there, get me in, and get me scheduled. Nope. And it wasn't the caseworker.
No.
It was the insurance.
Well, but it also turns out that the caseworker was working with us and then had their shift ended at 2. And we didn't get discharged until 4-ish.
Yeah, after 4.
So we didn't even have a caseworker on duty to help us. So,
but
I was really upset.
I did get lunch.
Which you ate a third of, and then we stopped to get lunch on the way home.
Well, yeah, because the lunch they gave me was crap.
Yeah, well, I don't want him to throw another heart attack, Bob, because that would suck.
Yeah, I'm careful about that. I'm one of those. I'm not a fan of being in the hospital. I will go if I have to.
But you are a good patient.
I am a good patient.
You are a better patient than I am.
Way better than my dad was, too.
Oh my God, I am like a effing bulldog when he's in the hospital.
Yeah,
They see me coming and they run the other way.
I should have clutched my chest and gasped. I can't what? Yeah, no,
Yeah, Grumpy's been through all of this with us, by the way.
When I had my initial heart attack back in the end of 2011,
before I knew him,
I didn't go to the hospital for 3 days. I didn't know I'd had a heart attack. Mine did not present with the usual chest clutching pain and all that. Mine started back in my kidneys and worked its way around. And what we determined later was that was damage being done to my kidneys because my heart was so weak they weren't getting enough blood. And my ankles...
Now, anytime there is any twinge anywhere in the lower back or middle back, I'm like, is it a heart attack? Is it a heart attack? You have a heart attack?
That or the chest.
Well, yeah, the chest goes without saying.
Yeah, but I am, and when I went into the hospital, they asked me, well, you having any pain? I said, about a 7. And finally a cardiologist, after I'd had 2 stents put in and, been run through everything and had tubes running up both legs and a balloon pump pumping my heart for me because it was that bad. He said, that's not a 7, that's a 10. And so I tend to not go because I don't experience that pain the same way.
I know.
And it's bad news.
I know if I ask him what's the number, if he says anything more than a 2, we're in trouble.
Yeah, it's time to go to the hospital. I have had panic attacks with some
yes.
heart attacks. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, yes.
And so, my thing is, I will tell you that I have had, 2 attacks of gout?
Oh, God, yeah. 2,
they were worse.
2.5.
They were worse than my heart attack, pain-wise. Worse. I mean, those were screaming pain, and I was not that bad.
Those of you who have given birth will know that gout is nothing compared to giving birth. Kidney stones are a close second, because I've had those too. But giving birth naturally, woo!
Heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 9. Giving birth's a 10.
The gout was worse than the heart attack.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was bad.
I remember the gout episodes as well.
Oh, it's rare.
Those sucked too.
It's rare that pain will make me cry.
Well, and normally
Made
it
me
doesn't.
cry.
Normally it doesn't make you ultra nasty and crabby either.
No, the gout.
The gout did.
Yeah, it was painful. It was really, really freaking painful.
Yeah. The only pain. So, for me, childbirth, natural childbirth was a 10. Kidney stones was a 9. Gallbladder attack was an 8. Gallbladder attack, that would be me. To me, natural childbirth was worse than the gallbladder attack. But when I had my first gallbladder attack, I thought I was having a heart attack because it was like right there in the middle. And I thought, I'm too young to have this happening to me. I was only in my 40s. I'm like, oh my God. I called my mom. And I'm like, Mom, you have to come get me and take me to the hospital. She's like, why? I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. She's like, what? And so I waited out. So she's like, all right, I'm coming right now. She's only 5 minutes away. Within those 5 minutes, I puked when I was waiting for her. And I felt 500,000 times better. So I'm like, okay, this is not a heart attack any longer.
But it could have been.
It could have been, but...
Because that's actually a symptom.
Yeah, so when I went in, they're like, sounds like gallbladder. And they did an ultrasound. They're like, yep, it's your gallbladder. And then I had the pesky thing removed a couple weeks later. But yeah, gallbladder. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, your pain threshold, Grumpy, is more wigged out than Kahuna's. Way more wigged out.
Well, no.
It's, well...
He feels it.
For the normal...
He ignores it.
Yeah, you ignore it compared to...
He ignores the pain.
A normal human could not ignore what your pain scale is.
You can look at him and know he's in extreme pain.
I always know.
You can tell him to stop and he will keep going. In our house, we call that a dumbass.
Well, there have been plenty of days when Grump was living with us that I would look at him and I do this. He's like, I know. I didn't even have to say anything. I'm like, where's the pain? And then I get the story. And 90% of the time, it was something a little silly that Grumpy did to cause the pain. Like, lift a heavy tote from the floor to put it on the counter.
Carry in stuff that was way too heavy.
Yeah, just not smart. I'm sitting here laughing. You shouldn't be laughing. But you have to admit, Grump, could I usually tell when you were in pain and you weren't telling people shit?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I could tell too.
He would avoid you.
She would, yeah, well, but I could tell too. She'd go, he's in a lot of pain. And I'd be like, yeah, he's not going to stop.
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't stop. She can tell him whatever she wants. He's not going to do it.
I don't know if he was bending his knees or not because I didn't actually witness the event. Yes, Mom.
Bending his knees is not necessarily a solution because he has really bad knees.
So that's not always the answer either.
This is the whole thing. He probably shouldn't be picking anything up. He's had back surgery. He's had knee surgeries.
Like, this is about as heavy as it should be. No, wait. I will tell you.
A pitcher of margaritas. That's about it.
Yeah, about a 1 gallon jug.
That's about what he should be picking up.
Is about the top limit.
Yeah, he's got bad knees and a bad back. I know because I stayed with him for a week after his back surgery.
And a bad elbow.
And 5 strokes.
But
he's a mess.
But he's one of the kindest, most generous, loving human beings I have ever met in my life. Seriously.
Yeah.
4 knee surgeries. 4.
See? Yeah, he's had 2 on each.
His base?
Yeah, he was picking up his bass. Yeah, he could probably pick up his bass.
Yeah, but he used to drum, and now it's not such a great plan.
He's lost some feeling in his hands, so the sticks are going to go flying.
He's got neuropathy because of things.
His knees aren't going to work very well for the pedals.
That's why the band is going to be called Get
Off My Lawn.
Yep. Yeah, we've been going for a while. We don't have any place to be. 2 heart attacks also, but some say 3. Yes, but you have not had to have the cabbage like Kahuna has.
Yeah.
So if you have had, I didn't know about the heart attacks, but they must have been fairly mild.
Although, you know what? There's no such thing as a mild heart attack.
That's true.
That's a misnomer.
You must
heart attacks are awful.
You must not have a ton of damage then.
Yeah, no,
Let's put it that way.
may be more accurate. The damage was caught or it was fixed. Mine ended up destroying about 30% of my heart. So,
I have to say, it is 6 o'clock, and we're probably going to get going here pretty soon.
yeah.
But I do want to say that sharing with you guys is fun. I mean, it's fun. After a long week of teaching and grading, and I had a professional development that wasn't what it was supposed to be and pissed me off to no end. And, there was all kinds of things that happened this week. But this stream, lifts me up. And, there have been days where I've been like, oh, it's Friday. And I'm like, oh, yay, it's Friday. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to get on the stream at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. But then I'm here and I'm like, yeah, I'm here. So, I just am so happy, I think, that we've created a community. That's what it is for me.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend to come join our community. Because, hugs all around.
Come and hang out
And just shoot the shit.
with the gang. Yeah, pretty much.
And frankly, when Red is on with me, oh my god, you guys are going to want to make sure you've got everyone you know on the stream.
Oh, God, because... Should we give them a little hint?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
All right. Let's just say
Grumpy, no hints.
Red will have stories.
Aw, Siobhan, thank you. Look, they're going to miss me next week.
Yeah. Remember when Kahuna streamed from the chariot the first time? You were worried about being filmed.
I was, but at that point in time, I was all concerned about the hairdo and, I felt like I looked fat, and I'm over that now, frankly, because I've had to virtually teach for the last 9 weeks. So if I effing look fat or my hair looks bad or, you can see the mascara under my eyes or this goofy little age spot I have here, so be it. Oh, look, rainbow hearts.
Yay!
We like rainbow hearts.
NC-17.
NC-17.
Yeah.
What's that?
Red.
Oh, what's that?
That's the rating just
Oh,
below R.
below X. Red should be rated almost X. Shouldn't she? I think red should be rated near X.
It might be, NC-17 might be above R, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a humbling
Virtual
experience.
teachers. Yes. You know what? I don't like it either. I like being in my classroom with my kids, but I have to say, just doing what I do, if I was in my classroom, it hasn't been so bad. Except that Kahuna makes fun of me.
Actually, I don't make that much fun of her. But sometimes her students. Case in point. Mrs. Kahuna was teaching them something earlier this week, and they had to remember 3 words.
We were talking about Costa's levels of thinking and inquiry.
3 words. They rhyme. Now, mind you, I heard these words 5 different times during the
5
day.
minimum, because I had to give the lecture
Yeah.
5 times, but I said them more than once.
The words were Google, noodle, and doodle. Not difficult words.
And they're actually kind of funny.
And they were told to take notes that this would be on a test.
I even told them that they should write those down in their notes.
Google, Google noodle, and then doodle.
So we were talking about Costa's levels of thinking and inquiry. And Costa was an educational researcher, and he divided things up into 3 different levels based on the amount of thinking required to answer the question.
You don't need to teach Costa's thing right now.
I just want to tell them so they understand. So level 1 are the easy, simply memorization type questions where you could literally type the question in the Google search bar and the answer would be one of the first things that popped up. Like, how old was George Washington when he died, is an example. Okay? So that's a Google question. Level 2 makes you think a little. Like, you have to use your noodle. Like, compare George Washington and John Adams. And based on evidence, decide who was the better president. So that's a level 2 question. A noodle question. Use your noodle. Then there's a level 3 question, which is a doodle question. Because you're creating something new. You're either drawing something or you're writing something. It's more than just a simple answer. So that's a level 3 question, hence the doodle. Now finish.
So come to Friday, they're taking tests.
They're white. Quizzes. It was a quiz.
Quiz.
Not worth as much as a test.
All right, whatever. And none of them, or few of them, are remembering the 3 words. And from the other side of the curtain, all I hear is, and I have my headphones on, Mr. Zoderman.
I always call him that when I'm teaching.
Yeah?
I can't call him Kahuna.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a clue. Do you remember the 3 words, the 3 levels? And without thinking, I went, Google, noodle, doodle. She's dying laughing because I just rattled them off. I'm not learning this stuff.
Well, and he didn't take notes.
Right. That's the stuff I laugh at, is that I hear these kids, I'm like, dude, you're our future.
Well,
please.
It's even worse. Because I've gone through the quiz several times. By the time I get to my 7th hour kids, which are 6th graders, I figure out what I really need to do for them so they understand. So I literally projected the quiz for them, and I told them that here are the directions, and I literally read each section's directions. I have to say 3 or 4 of my kids were like, what am I supposed to do in section 3 of 4? Do
No.
I write level? I'm like, no, you just use the numbers 1, 2, or 3. Oh my God.
No, the one I couldn't believe was, can I have a hint? During a quiz, can I have a hint? And I'm over here going, yeah, the hint is get a clue. Look at your notes. Oh, you didn't write them? Tough.
I told them specifically when we were taking the notes. I had them take notes. Then I went over the presentation with them and told them to take more notes. And I said, make sure you put this in your notes. Make sure you put this in your notes. Make sure you put this in your notes. By the way, this will be on your quiz on Friday. I mean, I must have said that 16 times.
I can verify with absolute certainty that each class was warned
multiple
profusely that they were going to be seeing this stuff on a test and that they should be taking notes.
Awesome!
Yay! Yay!
That's awesome. I love when that happens. It was great. That's awesome, Esam. Anyway, it was funny because
Wait a minute, I think there's a little bit more celebration.
Here, wait. A round of applause. How about snaps? Congratulations. It's a big deal.
New district.
New
That's
district.
even
Oh, that's even
more
better.
important. Yeah.
So, I went through the directions with my 7th new job. Awesome. I went through the directions with my 7th period kids. I still had kids asking questions that Mr. Kahuna knew the answer to.
Yep.
You know what? I have to say, seriously, Isang, Kahuna knows what it's like to be a teacher because he experiences it on a daily basis with me. And he understands the whole, oh my God, someone's coming in for an observation. And I've been teaching... No. Okay, Legally Blonde 2, no. They took that from the courses that I teach. That was something that my organization did before Legally Blonde 2 was ever even a sperm thing.
Siobhan is talking about.
Yeah, can I just say that Avid has been around for 35, almost 40 years, and they started the round of applause and the snaps. That has always been called an Avid, it's called an Avid, I don't remember, but we've been doing that for like 30 plus years, way before Legally Blonde was even a sperm in the creator's scrotum.
We did it on the Jungle Cruise.
So there you go.
Round of applause was on the Jungle Cruise.
Anyway.
All right, let's give everybody a round of applause.
Anyway, Kahuna knows what it's like to be a teacher and have to deal with observations, because I have complained incessantly about having to write, because when it's a formal observation, then you have to write the lesson plan and you have to actually give the lesson plan to the administrator 24 hours before they come in, and it's like, I don't write lesson plans anymore.
She doesn't. There are many days. Bless you. Bless you.
I think I'm done. Three's the magic number usually.
Usually.
Joke.
I can
I get it.
I can usually hear on Sundays, I have no idea what I'm teaching tomorrow. And then I'll hear it Monday morning.
Yeah, it's even then is
on Monday morning as she's getting ready. I have no idea what I'm teaching today. We are old.
I told all of my kids today, honestly, the oldest kid I have is 14. And I told them all today, I am old enough to be your grandmother. Because I really am.
Yeah.
My oldest child is older than yours. Nah, 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 nah. Sorry.
Our youngest
is
almost an adult.
Okay, Grumpy, go watch the game. We're going to sign off because I have to use the restroom and I'm actually getting hungry.
So we're going to sign off.
And it's dark out.
So, you guys, thank you so much.
Really, thank you so much.
This has been a really super fun stream.
We've been on for, 2 hours and 45 minutes?
Yeah, we're pushing 3. Yeah. All right, time for dinner. Catch y'all later. Thank you for sharing tomorrow morning. We'll keep you all posted. Yep,
Okay.
I will be actually on a World Animal video conference tomorrow morning, so...
Our youngest is almost 18. Our oldest is 25 and a half-ish. Almost 25
So
and a half.
we're in the same
Yeah.
ballpark.
Aw, Isong, you're
Thanks,
welcome.
Isong.
Thanks for popping on. We appreciate it.
My next stream will be Kahuna Reads on Sunday.
I won't be there.
I have nothing to read yet because nobody submitted anything.
Submit some stuff for him to read.
My list of voices is getting longer and longer, but as I've recorded some of them, I'm like...
Bye, Grump.
Bye,
See
Grumpy.
ya.
As I've recorded some of them, I'm like, oh, I really need to work on those voices. So,
who are we rating?
Oh, good question. Who are we rating?
Who are we rating?
Words are hard.
Well, after 3 glasses of Pinot Noir, which I never asked for. Yeah.
It's between Coffee Quills or Roll Society.
Where would you guys like to go?
Coffee Quills or Roll Society. Quick.
We're taking a quick poll. Go.
Coffee Quills or Roll Society. Yeah, so my next stream will be...
If nobody votes, we pick.
Oh, sure. Put the pressure back on us.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You are not the one. Who's on the bottom?
Well, it's these two.
Okay, so it's that one that we're going to then.
Okay. So nobody said anything, so it'll be
Nope.
Coffee Quills.
We're sending you to Coffee Quills. Oh, look. Bob just said coffee. Well, that's where we're going. Thanks, guys, for being here. I love you all. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate the community we've built, and I hope that we add more people soon.
I will see you guys on Sunday, and of course, Monday we start back up with Kahuna Quiet. now with 15 different voice sets announcing the sprints. So,
Well, I'm teaching and I get to hear them occasionally.
Oh, occasionally.
I get to hear them.
occasionally.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Off you go to Coffee Quills. Give them a big aloha from us. We're going to probably eat lasagna.
I'm not.
No?
No.
Oh,
Bye.
I love lasagna.
I know you do. Bye.
See you guys later. Off you go.